everyone, this week I thought I would do something a little different and give you some of the tips that I use to eat well on a budget. Here are my top 6 tips for eating cheap and well. Tip number 1, make a plan for the week. Carve out time in your schedule to sit down and make a plan for the week. Make a menu plan, make a grocery list, and identify what you're going to eat for the next 7 days. Spending 1 to 2 hours or more if needed on doing this. I do this once a week. I go through recipes from magazines, library books, blogs, Pinterest, and I write down 7 meals for the week. And I buy enough to double the recipe so we eat it the next day for lunch. Do not feel guilty about spending time on this. This is a good investment of your time. I find when I know where my next meal is coming from and what it is, I'm infinitely less stressed about life. Tip number 2, identify what your budget is and stick to it. I know this seems like really simple, but I know that definitely there have been times in my life where I have not had a food budget. When you don't know what you can afford to spend on food, you just spend whatever, and then you really have no plan or idea of where your money's going. So identify how much you can afford to spend on food. Use that budget to carve out 7 meals as well as add-ons for breakfast, lunch, and snacks during the week. This enables you to still splurge on certain things while scrimping on others. If you want to have steak, a really nice filet steak or a ribeye or a strip loin, you can do that and then have beans and rice the next. If you plan to mix high and low and balance your budget, then again, you will be infinitely less stressed about life. Tip number 3, use a tool, a calculator, a spreadsheet. I don't care what you use. I use a spreadsheet personally, but figure out how much each meal you want to make costs. Write down what the ingredients are, how much they cost, rough estimate or exact amount if you can identify that, and add it up. Tip number 4, use free resources to find food inspo. I use library books, free food magazines that I get from the grocery store. If you're in the UK, Waitrose does one. Ocado also does one. Use blogs or Pinterest. There's loads of recipes on Pinterest, and that's a great way to find some of the best food bloggers where you can then go look at their blogs and find a handful or more of their recipes that you might want to try. Don't spend any money on magazines. Just get them from the library. Steal them if you have to. No, don't steal them. But use free resources. Tip number 5, write down your weekly plan and put it on the fridge. I will write down a list on a random piece of paper in a book, nothing fancy, and I'll put it next to the fridge. That way if Mark's like, oh, what are we gonna have for dinner tonight? We pull down the list, we say, okay, we have these items left for the week, what do you want to eat tonight? Every time we make something from the list, we cross it out. It's a way to keep us organized, but it's also a way of keeping us on the same page, and it kind of spreads the stress or burden from me to him to know what we're eating that week. It also helps to make sure that if there's something in the fridge that we're going to use, we look at the list and say, right, is this bag of salad or is this tomato earmarked for another meal? So it helps keep you organized. Tip number 6, buy groceries once a week. This is a big one for me. Buying groceries every day is a huge waste of time. When you buy groceries once a week, it forces you to plan and to buy only the groceries that you need for those meals. When you don't have any organization, you are stressed, you have pressure to come up with a meal on the spot, you have to leave work or get out of the mindset of work, go to the store, pick something up, endure the hellishness of going to the store. I hate going to the grocery store. It's just like, well, when you have a plan for the full week, you buy only the groceries you need and you don't overspend on food. Everything that you buy is earmarked for a recipe. Instead of being like, oh, I'll buy this chicken breast and this salad, you eat half the salad, bag of salad sits in the fridge and it goes bad and you throw it out at the end of the week. That is a huge waste of money. I used to do that all the time. So if you make a serious effort of buying groceries once a week, you only buy what you need for every single recipe, you will consume all of those ingredients and nothing will go off. The last tip I'm gonna include, it's a bonus tip, but it has really made a difference in my life, is buy groceries online if you can. In the UK, Ocado and Tesco and Waitrose and Sainsbury's all deliver. When you buy groceries online, you can easily find the ingredients you need from a recipe. You can put the price into a spreadsheet or a calculator, identify very easily how much the ingredients for that meal costs and easily balance your food budget. So then you just sit down once a week in front of your computer, add all of the ingredients and click checkout, and it arrives the next day. You don't have to go to the store. From the comfort of your own home, get the groceries delivered to you. It makes it really easy for me to stay within my budget, and I can easily plan my weekly meals, the ingredients that I need, and make sure it all falls within my budget. So those are my top 6 tips to eating well and cheaply. If you have any tips that you want to recommend, please let me know in the comments below, and let me know if you enjoyed this video and I'll make more of them. Thanks for watching. Bye.